Hi guys, Monask here, and today we're going to be reviewing a few games played by the player Neace, who has recently been picking up Kindred and using Kindred in his Korean, I guess, challenger climb. And he's been having quite some success on it, it seems. Where is it? Nearly 40 games played, nearly 60% win rate. So we're gonna have a look at a couple of his games from his YouTube channel, and just review them as I do. So I think there's been a bit of controversy with Neace. Obviously, if you're watching my channel, you know who he is. But I think I haven't looked deeply into this, but I've watched a few videos and got a little bit of sense of the controversy. So it seems like he's been in a bit of a spat with North American jungler called Tarzan, and basically they're just flinging shit at each other about a number of things, I guess. For one thing, Neace is a League of Legends coach. He charges the most, I think, of anyone that I've ever heard of. So I think it's like $350 for a private session. And so there's some people that are upset about that for some reason. Surely it's a market, right? Like, if people are prepared to pay that, and he can make a business out of with that as a price, then he can do that, right? And the other thing is about his claims to be a challenger player, which I don't know the ins and outs of. I've watched him for pretty much as long as I've played League of Legends. I started playing, was it 3 years ago, something like that, and immediately looked at, went onto YouTube, look at videos, how do I play this game? And his videos were among the first that I sort of caught my eye. And I can say from watching him over the last three or so years that I think it's clear, and I don't think anybody really disputes that the level of his gameplay doesn't match that of other challenger players that you see. Certainly in terms of his mechanical ability, and it seems like his macro, his knowledge of the game sort of carries him maybe a bit higher. I've always thought of him as being sort of like a diamond level of play. Clearly he got to master recently on his Nocturne. But yeah, so like, what to say about that? Like, I don't care whether or not he's challenger. I don't like whether or not you can teach a subject well. Requires a bit of mastery. Requires some expertise. But you don't need to be the best in the world. Like with challenger, we're talking about, was it 0.001%? Like the best percent players in the entire world. And diamond up, from like masters or like high diamond to masters is something like 1% of players. Like I don't think you need to be the very, very top best to teach people this game, in a relevant way. So honestly, I don't give a shit about whether or not he's challenger. I would never pay for his his coaching anyway. But I understand and I get the idea of false advertisement, right? Like, it's, he's claiming this. Clearly he is not. Like, whether or not he has actually ever been that, I don't know. He says he has. His body language and the way he says it isn't very convincing, I'm gonna be honest. but you know, like, sure, give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say he has reached challenger before. Wolf, you know, the level of his play has never seemed to me to match that, and yeah, so whether I think it's probably disingenuous for him to have, you know, have his business modelled on the idea that he's a challenger player. I don't think anyone who seriously watched his videos, and you've got to think that people who are paying large amounts of money for his coaching have watched his videos and have a sense of what kind of sort of a level player he is, and still go for it. So all that's to say that I'm sympathetic towards Neace. I think he's taken a lot of shit that he hasn't deserved over the years, and I've personally learned a lot from him. That's not to say that I also don't think he has done some shady shit. I think that, you know, that seems relatively likely. People just aren't wholly good and wholly bad, right? Like, we're all a bit of grey. And yeah, so he's doing his you know, he's taken it upon himself to prove that he is really a challenger player, and he's going to climb in career, you know, which is arguably, or in popular consciousness, the hardest server to climb on in the world. And yeah, I don't think he needed to do that. I'm not sure he's gonna make it. I think he's got 2 years to do it in. But I certainly wish him the best, and it's certainly going to be entertaining watching him try. So yeah, so let's jump into some of his Kindred games. Okay, here we go. Against a Rammus, I guess. And so Fiora top, Jhin, Heimerdinger bot, Talon mid against Talia. So yeah, I think we want to path towards this Fiora. Get her winning against Cho'Gath early, as I think Jhin and Heimerdinger will be put. I mean, they've got Seraphine, but yeah, that's a pretty pushing lane, right? Bit difficult to impact that early unless you want to protect them from the counter gank the Rammus. We know Rammus is pathing down, so you know you'd like to hope that your bot lane appreciate that. Oh, he's not pathing down, he's actually in lane. As I say that, whoops. So yeah, so getting involved, hits a minion, didn't press his attack champions only. But yeah.
Why did I mark anybody?
Oh, he didn't mark him. What?
Like, why didn't I mark anybody at all?
It happens, man. Especially if you've not really played Kindred very much. Like, I've never really seen him play Kindred or coach it much. So,
well,
yeah,
it looks like doing a standard 3 camp is a good option versus Rammus.
Yeah, I get the sense that he's spamming Kindred at the moment, but hasn't got a huge history on the champion. And yeah, forgetting to mark the enemy jungler at the very start of the game. Something I used to do when I first picked Kindred up. So gone for the mark. Which is fine. Oh, gets back second spawn chickens. Nice. Oh, not in fact going for it. Oh, Talia's roaming up, so they've got it warded. Ooh, some nice chunking on Talia there. Oh, he's got flash. He could have gone for the kill. No, I don't think he would have got it. Oh, Talon. Oh, Talon. Oh, yeah, that ain't good. Yeah.
So you're really not gonna ignite him, huh?
Seriously,
that's a joke, dude.
There was no reason to greed for those chickens. They weren't marked. They're like, he flashed into the chicken pit.
That was a good gank too.
Could have
this fuckhead
flashed it from, flashed into the over the wall into the river bush.
Bro, you fucking sucked. Oh my god.
But otherwise, yeah, it was a good gank. Like, massively chunked the Talia. If he'd just done that and backed away, would have been amazing. Okay, heading to the second mark on. That's also spawned on the scuttle. Rammus is top, so it should be uncontested. Bot and mid of prio, so then we go into the enemy blue side jungle. Take everything. Take everything. So good, yeah. I mean, like 2 ganks by 5 minutes, and you know, some counter jungling. It's the kind of Kindred game plan, right? Like get get impact early, snowball. And now what? Oh. So we've seen the Rammus. The Rammus ain't happy, so Rammus is probably going to gank the bot lane. So I would. Oh, I might go for the Gromp now. Yeah, I would want the hover bot lane here because they're pushed up. They're gonna Rammus is on that mark and he's gonna gank them. There, but Neace wants. There he is. He's off. Neace wants the Talia mark. Might get it if she doesn't. Yeah, she's misused her abilities. Nice gank, like makes it look easy. I guess maybe she burnt flash in the previous gank. So what now? We're gonna go Rams's chickens again. Really good pressure. Oh, and they marked as well. Lovely. Cool. And go for the red. So Rammus probably isn't doing dragon, so he will be here. So yeah, there he is. Cool, and we just bail. We just dip. Nice. Go back to our blue side. Or is he going to look to fight? Could he fight again? Surely not. Surely he needs to, he's got his entire jungle up. Seen by Rammus. Knock on the Krugs, he's going to go for it, you know he is. He's got Noon Quiver, so... You know, I wouldn't, you know, I fancy his chances in a fight. Oh, please tell me you smoked that. You did. Very good job. That was a bit dangerous though. Top is moving for him. Where's that Rammus? There he is. We're going to dive this. Oh, just get Wolf to stop us back. Lovely job. Hold up the wave. Let them fuel. I mean, a bit risky. Oh, that Q. That was unfortunate. Oh, good dodge. Gotta say, actually, yeah, I've been watching him play Nidalee a bit, and
ooh, he silenced me. It was a good silence.
But he's playing Kindred pretty nicely.
These limit tests are good. These are very, very good limit tests right now.
Yeah, so I mean, clearly he appreciated that he probably should have dipped there, but wanted to test it out. I get the sense that,
like a Merc Treads angle.
I get the sense that he's treating pre-season. You know, clearly he wants to climb and get. You know, his stated goal is to get Master MMR. But I hope, for his sake, that he is as chill about the pre-season and kind of just using it as a learning thing as he claims. Merc Treads. I can't. What we got? I think we got Seraphine, Cho'Gath, Rammus, Talia, yeah, definitely Merc Treads. Definitely Merc Treads. Oh, lovely. That was really good. So we know they're on the dragon. We haven't got anything to clear out that ward. Bot lane, mid lane not there, so we just give. Cool. Talia's moving down. Nice, we kill her off. I would have wanted to go into the bush so we keep vision of it. But good enough, I guess. Just pop a little bit of damage on her. Move up to the Krugs to get our mark. Could take all the chickens all the way up. No, we want to secure the mark. Do it as quick as possible, then look for the. Ooh, Fiora's really low, so presumably Cho'Gath is as well, but she's still pushing up. So yeah, look for the dive then. We got our ult. Cho'Gath is marked. He's used his Q, or whatever it is, his rupture ability. Can we hold this wave off? Oh no, Rammus is here. Yeah, that was.
No!
Thought we had more time, I guess, didn't we? Now, Fiora's dead. Talon's dead. God,
Wow!
that was terrible. Yeah, so Rammus must have backed.
This
after the
Rammus is
dragon.
trying to stop me from getting marks. He's not even fucking farming. He's just running around me.
Well, he's not doing a very
I'm about
good
to
job,
run to
is
his
he? 'Cause you're
fucking
on,
bot
like,
side,
6
get
marks
another
now
one.
already. Basically getting them on spawn. Very good. Nah. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty good fortune that the enemy lanes aren't rotating as they normally do to like have 4 people on your mark
I
as
can't,
soon
I
as it
can't.
spawns. But they've got a Cho'Gath and a Talia, right? Tend to have sort of like lower priority in the early game, which has probably helped him a lot. So yeah, good team comp to pick Kindred with, I guess. Well, it's really only Varus that has CC. Oh, Talon. You can probably waste their time a lot there. Oh wow, that is a marathon around the map. No way Talon gets out. God, that champion. Okay, so we're going around. So we know Rammus is probably top side, right? That's where the mark is. Talia is very low though. That's dead Talia if you flash QE. It's too slow on the E. Going back for Herald, are we? It's probably reasonable. Got. Oh, go to the counter gank. Yeah, run towards us. Oh, so Q forward there. Not a fan of. Puts him far too. No, he didn't need to. He could have queued off to the side. Nice. DPS from range. Yeah, so I mean, like.
Tank destroyers!
Yeah. Do love the tank destroying with the Kraken Slayer.
Tank destroyers!
Yeah, so the only thing to say there was I wouldn't have advised getting that close.
Sick.
Greeting for the Krug, Mark OE. Okay, so he's used the Blast Cone, which is a potential way out, right? Holding on to the Q so we can dip the wall. So now has used the Q, not use the W.
Reset.
A little bit risky.
Guy just keeps doing it. Yeah, just be glad he's here, not shooting up a school or, you know, running over people because he's an incel or whatever the fuck these weirdos do, man. I'm telling you.
Okay. Going to help this bot lane. It hasn't not pressing tab much, so I can't really see. I just presume bot lane are winning handily. Ooh. Oh, Rammus has chased too deep. It was a nice, that Q just brought him in just far enough to be able to like 3v1 him quite happily. Using the Herald, I can't see the tower. Probably needs to get rid of it. That way they have the pressure on the lane for the dragon, so even if they don't get the dragon here, they get the tower. Got Varus marked. Need to take the Seraphine down rather than aiming at the Cho'Gath. Cool. Not got much gold. It's not really worth backing too much. Oh, this, you know they're in the bush. What are you doing? He's got his ult, so I guess he thinks rightly that he wins that. Worth. Is he going to go for the execute into the tower? No. Fair enough. I mean, Varus probably could have shot him. No matter what he did.
That was nice. That was nice.
Could have queued the wall, right? Run towards the wall. Queue over, maybe Varus, you know, and then like dodge immediately to the side or something. Maybe Varus misses the arrow.
You know, man, that's a really good point. Yeah, for real. Like, you're keeping that person off of death row or whatever. Well, I mean it. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, just imagine it though. Like, imagine that type of person and what their life is like, and just be glad they're here, right? Making 20 accounts and not the shit that they would probably be doing otherwise to get attention. Think about it.
You say so? Ooh, that was a good Rujin route. Shame he couldn't quite follow up on it. Probably needs to dip now. I would have aimed it more at the buff area.
See how much damage I just did to that guy with this build?
Yeah,
that's
so
the hard counter, by the way.
Going collector second, so he's following the what I see of Korean kindreds. They almost always go collector second. What? Okay, he's just playing now. Yeah, and I guess. Like, so Neace tends to, like, from what I've seen, he tends to look at, like, statistics, like the websites that kind of say this is the high win rate sort of stuff, and follow that. Which is obviously fine. And the Koreans seem to like to go collector. I'm of the opinion that it's nice, like it feels good if you're against lots of squishy people. But I just love Wit's End so much. Bork. That's just my preference. Most games. I think the Koreans tend to do it because of how fast the games are, and like, it's a good snowballing item, right? Like it can. I think the passive where it executes doesn't really matter that much, but maybe that just like a little bit of extra like gold injection.
Ooh,
Can add up.
I think that's a mark. No, the only Baron is fuck. Well, I'm walking up here now.
Did you think it was the Herald?
Might as well push up all the way, try to get rapid fire, I guess.
Yeah, so like the extra little gold injection, just get that, you know, I guess like on top of the Triumph gold, just get that snowball, and I think that's what it's used for, because the games are fast. Like they probably play Kindred well, right? Like and you know, she snowballs really hard. The way I play, I'm not really good. I'm not good enough to. Or I don't tend to get myself into the position so often where I'm like hardcore snowballing, you know, just like destroying the game. I tend to, you know, not play so well, not work the map so well as Neace is doing here, and just rely more on Kindred's really good scaling. Oh, they've gone for a quick Baron. Can they do it really? Can they do it fast enough? Ooh, this isn't gonna go well.
Fuck that shit.
Just running into the entire team full of CC.
I could not get in there and ult in time.
Okay, I see what he's. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. Did he have flash? He didn't.
Apparently doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, I think you just give that, right? Like, even if you ult,
Oh boy.
you've got to beat a, you know, you got to win the smite fight with the Cho'Gath ult.
Oh, that's not bad. Good job, team. Good save.
Seems
He
worth.
does keep a Baron.
Seems worth, right?
I had Merc Treads too that time.
Yeah, but like you're
I was spamming R, I
them.
couldn't get it off. I was just trying to get in there and ult because I figured if we get the ult off in that pit, we'll equalize the health bars and clean house after, you know?
Could have worked.
Was what my strat was in that situation.
I don't think you go in face first through the river if you're trying to do that. Like, go around the back of the wall. Maybe you didn't have time. Who knows? Worked out either way, right? Ooh, Seraphine, you're dead. Oh, he doesn't have flash. Needs to use that E. Oh, I mean, I guess the flash would have gone away. Yeah, I love the E. Like, obviously, you want to try to use the E when they're like half health, to, you know, increase the kind of the execute damage on the third hit. But I often find you just don't need to. Like, it's the slow is so good for keeping them in range, and like, so you eat them almost like immediately, pretty much, and it just keeps them in range that you just chase down and kill them. Ooh. Thank you for the red. Thank you for the Krugs. And are we going to make it out? Paramus is going fast. No, he doesn't want any of it.
Get off me, dude. Get off me, dude. Zap yo dumbass.
Yeah, I mean, if Rammus doesn't think he can take that fight with Cho'Gath near him, which they probably couldn't against Fed Kindred and I think the Fiora's probably Fed. Yeah, then the game is probably over. Ooh. Good anticipation of the Varus ult there. I probably would have face tanked that. Going over, aggressive into the into all the CC. Oh, taking out the Varus. He hasn't got ult.
I'll take it. Learning.
Not sure what that was worth, but yeah, if he, you know, a limit test, the game seems to be fairly safe now, right? Fairly in the bag, so we can just throw,
they got
throw it a bit
maybe? No.
by running into their base and trying to fight them all at once. Just because it never works in, you know, silver, doesn't mean it won't work here, right? I'm sure you learned a whole lot. That's my pet hate. My pet hate. People with the big ball syndrome that go and just try to 1v5 in the enemy base. Like, ugh. Who are you marking next? Not that we probably is that? I can't remember. The resolution's really bad. Is that 9 marks we're on? Bit of farming whilst there's nothing to do on the map and the team's getting back into position. Moving with the team into the enemy jungle. Strangle this Rammus out of the game. Possibly could have hit that Scry's Bloom to find out where the rest of the team is. Preparing for the dragon. So with Fiora pushing into their base. Talon coming up from behind. Oh, Varus. Varus misses his ult. So now just kite back. Oh, not doing too much damage to that Rammus, are we? Wit's End for that magic damage as well. Would have been nice. Oh, good kiting backwards.
No!
Got popped. Had ult.
Fuck. I should have just ulted as soon as he got close. I should have just said fuck
if
it.
you'd have ulted, the Rammus would have lived. Or
flash
and then
back.
To save his taunt, you get CC'd as soon as you're out, or you're dead anyway. I think probably, you know, if he could have got the ult off before, you know, after Rammus died, before
I love
he
these
got
games.
CC'd and popped, then yeah. But otherwise, it's probably better just to save it, right? Could have used flash to maintain a bit more distance.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm telling you, gamers, different genre. Hopefully they don't push this. We're learning Kindred right now. We dropped down again. I've been trying to climb through jungle. Trying to get my jungle game up to snuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kindred seems to be working for him, right? Like he's been in
Diamond so we're
4
learning Kindred
for the last few weeks. Kindred seems to have brought him back up to Diamond 3. So I'm just hoping that the exposure that he's giving Kindred doesn't get her on Riot's kind of nerf radar. she is a bit strong. Let's be fair. Especially after that good ult. Especially after that Q buff.
Fucking psychos.
And does seem to be a really good match for what I see of what Neace seem to like to play. You know, so he was playing Nidalee a lot, and Neace's strength has always seemed to be, you know, to me, to play mechanically unintensive champions that have high map impact, like his Tryndamere, like his Nocturne. And Nidalee has high map impact, but she's mechanically super intense, right? Kindred plays very similar, like Kindred has got a similarly great early game.
So honestly, even the counter matchup, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I might be itemizing badly by building this way versus a Rammus, but this is like the staple, like you win games if you go these items. So I'm just kind of getting used to the actual, and it's, let's be honest, like we did most damage in the lobby this game. So this is looking like a real fucking true pick. Imagine trying to pull this shit off with Nidalee and how much effort that would take.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's already looking a lot stronger. I agree, and I think once I've optimized, so it's like most of the games that went poorly seem to be just me exploring invading, right? Like I invaded this game, fucked around with these guys early. Same thing earlier today. The losses seem to be from me invading and fucking with people. So I'm okay with these losses because they're educational losses. So that's the general vibe. Yeah, she's definitely OP. I just have to practice. But I'm done for today. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, fair enough. Kindred OP. I mean, she's really, really strong. Like Neace sort of tends to call anything, everything OP. But I mean, certainly really strong. And yeah, like the Nidalee thing, like super mechanically complex champion. I was not seeing him performing very well on her, and just like going in, baiting his team to their deaths, and then being like, my team's shit. And just like missing spears by hitting spears on Nidalee is fucking hard. Respect to all these people that play her, and like it's absolutely unrealistic to imagine that you're going to hit much above 50% of the spears, even on a good day. Like it's I don't think she's even balanced around that. Like it's expected that she's going to miss a good portion of her spears, but like the kind of the level by which he was missing them, it was just not. It was just kind of made me think, like, as he said, you've got to work so hard, so much harder on her than on any other champion, that it's just like you've got to play her because you fucking love it, or else you're just like playing with Goku's training weights on. And at the end of the day, Kindred's got mechanical requirements, but it's nowhere near as hard as Nidalee. So I think it's it's actually a good fit for what he seems to like to play, or at least what he seems to need to play in Korea to have this kind of like early impact, but have the not just fall off and be completely useless. Okay. Nice, not being too greedy. You can always hop the wall. It's leveled Q for the fight. Obviously you want to start W for the optimal clear, but it doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, starting Q for an invade, perfectly reasonable. So what have we got? So we got a Scion, Akali, Neela, Soraka. Against Diana, Zed, Vlad, Ezreal, Senna. And he's marked Vlad. Scion versus Diana. Where'd you path? Zed has taken his... Okay, he's going level 2. Fuck with Zed? No, level 2. Yes, fuck with Zed on his Gromp. But Zed clears really, really fast, right? So this is probably not going to work. Unless he flashes, he can flash. Should have marked him, buddy. If you're gonna do that, why didn't you mark him? But fair enough. Good aggressive start. So we're gonna go for. Oh, Carly's going into Zed's jungle. Wow, this is gonna, So what do we want to do? We presumably want to get our blue for level 3. Will we even get level 3 of this? No. Ooh. that's not good. Oh, she gets the Vlad. Can we move to this? Probably not. We're half health. Well done, Akali. That was incredible. Zed has had an appalling start. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so that was interesting. An interesting, like Zed being so fast on his clear, and Kindred looking to punish. Yeah, like you don't have the health for it, mate. Yeah, so I need to think more about, you know, if I get the ward or see that they're starting blue, move for that level 2 on junglers that I'm confident against level 1, level 2. So helping Akali get the wave in, because I mean, missed an opportunity to get an auto one. Right, oh, took the cannon from Akali. I don't like.
I can't get it.
I mean, she's clearly good. I think the thing you gave her that cannon. And we got our mark. So the bot lane now have space to move. Nice. So the bot lane want a gank. Sitting on Noon Quiver. I don't think you do it. Good, cool. Chose not to get Noon Quiver. Interesting. So prioritizing the speed. Kindred does have one of the slowest foot speeds in the game. So getting early boots to get you to marks and stuff. Or marks. Yeah, there's a Freudian slip there. Get you to ganks and camps. I guess with double longsword, dagger. You know, you got enough damage and attack speed perhaps. I still think I like Noon Quiver, but so he's making it to these, like, so we looked at the previous game. Oh, that hurts, doesn't it? That hurts. Yeah, so looking at the previous game, he was taking marks really quite efficiently and quickly. I don't think he's mark counting. But, you know, perhaps he does know the timings. Nice. I guess picks up a mark off Diana, it seems. Holding on to Q, isn't it? Okay. So Dragon is now up. Going to be getting there. Yeah, you need no quiver.
I'm just gonna go
Boots.
tabbies, whatever.
Tabbies? Diana, Vlad?
Kindred Feast of Famine, kind of, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to be willing to do aggressive shit, which I absolutely am down to do.
And not a lot of. We've got Senna CC. That's pretty much it. I don't really count Diana's ult. Yes, maybe, yeah. Tabbies, and then Wit's End for the MR. Lovely flash over the wall there. I wouldn't have seen that. And going into the pursuit alone. Going for the mark. Yeah, I play too safe on Kindred. Play too safe and like trusting the scaling. You got to do things like this. Or you know, I've got to do things like start doing this more often. No spike. We got the mark.
Team's backing.
I think I do fall into the trap of going Berserker Greaves every game. Let's be honest. I do it every game, and I don't really need to. I think I need to index more into defensive boots because Kraken Slayer just gives you so much speed. What are we doing? So bot lane is gankable. We can clear down. Zed is probably clearing up to his red. Carly's not really gankable, I don't think. Well, I mean, she's low. Looks like Vlad might be posturing for the dive. See, I think we take dragon. I think this is a dragon angle, right? Zed is almost certainly was top side. He might have had time to reset now. But yeah, I think that was a just take dragon. So the bot wave hasn't bounced, so he might still have time. Zed could be doing the... So 8 seconds ago Zed did his red, so he's probably still up top either doing his Krugs and either looking to gank or looking to herald. He doesn't have smite, so that's probably why he was being a little bit cautious there.
That's not how that ability works. Oh god.
That's pretty well timed though. Like, wonder if he was on vision.
That's not how that works.
Okay, so Diana's probably going to look for a dive on Sion with Zed's Herald assistance, where the team is moving to cover, and he takes the camps on the way up. I wondered what he would do. So Akali hitting the plant kind of told us that Zed wasn't lurking for that play. So yeah, so I guess like take the wolves, and if you see things developing up top, you just run straight through to it. Diana's being super aggressive. Ooh, gets the pull in. Zed didn't take the Krugs, so I think he would have backed, right? So these should be up. Vlad gets killed. Oh, I need to look if he's... Next time he presses tab and see what build Diana's going. Oh, where
Let's
is
get
it?
cracking.
I missed it. What was it? Is she going heart steel? I don't
Let's
like
get cracking.
Jack Show Diana is unbelievably broken. Like, that is actually OP. Actually OP. Yeah, so
I still can't believe she just shoots her ult there and like hopes to steal fucking dragon with a Senna ult.
Zed's been a naughty boy, taking our camps. He lost way more. Okay, going in, going... Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm pretty sure Zed's around. Oh, wow, he just shits on him. Ooh! Oh, he's going for it. He's going. He's got his ults. He's dead. He's dead. He needed to try to get to the edge before he ulted. I don't think he would have made it. But should be good for the team here.
Oh, we're gaming now, huh, boys?
Oh, Diana's gonna fucking just shred everything. But not a Neela apparently.
What the fuck? This guy is fucking
How
crazy.
did the tower not aggro Neela?
How's this shit balanced, dude?
That lifesteal on Neela is disgusting. Don't think we can save Sion. We can possibly work with Kali to get the Vlad. Okay. Sion's pushing up. He's about to get double ganked. We can be moving to it. Oh, dangerous, dangerous. Diana. Just doesn't need to do anything dangerous here. Jump on the center now. Yeah, perfect. Nearly Ezreal. That flat does a lot of damage, Jesus Christ. Oh. Yeah, I mean, well played. Use Q for the speed. Yeah. And just, you know, Chad recalls on the control board. Goes collector again, like wits end. Diana and Vlad are gonna be fucking beasts. Like, you got tabbies, you go wits end. I mean, like that's probably all you need to go, but like wits end more, you'd be unkillable. Yep, looks like team are going to hold them off long enough that this should be a free dragon for us. Get the objective. Looking. Oh, someone's in the bush. Or just go, like, no need to chase this, right? Chase into danger with all of them. Just go harass the, like, hold the mid lane, harass the Ezreal. He's got Ezreal marked. Good dodge. Bad dodge. Bad anticipation of the Zed. He's got his ult.
Damn.
Yeah. Awareness of the Zed. Who's wanting to surrender? Yeah, and like, so fair play to him. He seems to have picked up Kindred relatively recently. Is having good impact in these couple of games that he has obviously put, chosen to put on YouTube, but he doesn't just upload his wins, which I really respect. For whoever his editors, I don't know. I don't know how much say he actually has over which videos go up. Presumably he gets the veto and gets a call on it.
I could have killed that Vlad.
Not really worth it. Just bail here, right? Nope. Battling for it. Oh, Diana, what were you doing? Maybe she'd used her E, you know what? Yeah, Diana should have just pulverized that fight. Jason the Z. Still got Ezreal marked. Wow, towers didn't even hit him. Slippery motherfucker. Yeah, but fair play to Neace.
Yeah, I can go over there.
The Kindred is looking good.
I can go over there.
I hope I added a caveat at the beginning of this video. Like, obviously, I'm a chitty silver player, and I am aware I'm talking, a bit authoritatively about Kindred. Obviously, Neace has
I would
played
say
for so much longer and is so much better a player. Than
Diana
me.
should be free because I do percent health, but
so we're farming. Team is not in position to fight, so cool. This is our farming window. This is something I need to juggle better. I think I farm a lot more than I fight. Or like, the balance of farming to fighting. Like, Neace has been fighting a lot here compared to like not really farming that. Not really prioritizing the farming like he normally seems to try to do. And I think that's really good. And something I need to learn. I tend to over-index on farming. Somewhat. As I said, when I first started playing this game, I watched Neace's videos. There's loads of his videos to try to learn the game. And I sort of found them to be a double-edged sword. I absolutely benefited from them in terms of understanding, the basics of the game. Whoa, good ult. Look for the wall to kill away. Shame. Yeah, absolutely. He taught me a lot about this game. But then, specifically for jungle, I didn't. It's not that his teaching was bad; it's that I didn't.
Oh, that was clean.
I didn't know enough about the game to appreciate when
very clean,
what
very clean color gameplay
is appropriate and when it's not, in terms of say his style of coaching or his style of playing, as I think he mentioned in one of his recent videos, is he's heavy on farm, get big, get massive, and just steamroll the game. And you know the way I was, you know, I would watch his jungle coachings, and he'd be like, "Get on the train track, clear from side of the jungle to side of the
Yeah,
jungle,
Kali definitely is gaming.
and play these champions, or you know, like try to maximize your farming, and you know, throw in ganks and whatever else, you know, but like the emphasis that was on get, you know, CS as much as you can, and that is correct, right? But it's correct in a certain circumstance, and like I still, as I said, like I still kind of over-index on farming, you know, largely because of kind of the habits I got into from kind of what I learned from him to start with. And jungle, like in lane, you know, CSing and farming, absolutely crucial. Jungle obviously still crucial, but the you know, map, like checking your map, harvesting information, moving to fights and plays is something that I struggled with, and is just fundamental to, you know, being a good jungler. Ooh, this was aggressive. Good flash. And yeah, so like, so I feel like I learned what I was learning from Neace. What he was saying was correct, and was, you know, a good tactic in kind of the for low elo junglers. Like, it's good advice for low elo junglers like me. But I wasn't like mature enough at the game to understand the nuance, like understand that it's not literally that's all you do, and you know, kind of this other good smite, team did the zone. Well, at least you got the Baron even when the team did the zone, so well won the 50-50 coin flip.
GG.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. And then a Baron. 11-3 on Kindred. Yeah, so I've been really long-winded about saying this, haven't I? Yeah, like more to jungling than just clearing then gank. And he seems to be playing Kindred very much in kind of the way I think. Yeah, I think it's a good way to play Kindred, right? A lot hard early pressure gets you the snowball through her, kind of like more of a. She has more of a lull mid game if you don't, like, especially if you don't snowball. With the safety net of her scaling, or their scaling, whatever. And that's, yeah, certainly that seems to be the way to play career, and not do this sort of like Hecarim Trinimir Farmathon. So, how to close this game out? Yeah, just play with the team, right? Like you've got Baron. I'd say he seemed to like want to force a fight. And maybe that's right, because often, like, you get to this situation, right? Like, so if you just wait, if you don't force that fight, then your Baron wave slowly pushes in. You get to this sort of siege, and the siege can be sort of hard to. Like, it can be slightly more risky, right? Clearly, it wasn't there. But so maybe that was the idea of like start the fight before the waves get to their towers, where they can just like sit back and kind of like hold it off. Whereas if you force the fight early,
definitely the jungle pick.
you pull them out. and
season
and then
right now for me.
can kind of get a pick
Crank it. Yeah, that looks good.
with your with
Liking
your
it.
team strength advantage.
Early bit of the
and
other
then,
jungler.
move to the
Well,
end.
on blue side, it seems like that's the only way to play. Like you must try to invade. I think I have both of my opens pretty much down pat. I think what it is on blue side, you're better off if you know the other jungler is going to be like hyper aggro. You're better off having your bot lane leash so they don't auto push and die.
Interesting. I will take that.
Yeah, so it's
I'll
clear
take that
if
on.
your game dodges a
Yeah, so that was Silver Player Reviews Neace. Yeah, I found that interesting. Hope you did too, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.